Hello, everybody. Welcome to Minions of the Zoo. It's a Tuesday night. I know you all were expecting to see Skep Talk in the crew here, but Skep's not got the night off, so it's just me, Jen from our Wednesday show, and Adam from our Sunday or Monday show. I keep getting that mixed up. Adam,
Huh? Oh,
what
oh,
show you
you.
Sunday or Monday? You do Monday,
Monday.
right?
I do
Yeah,
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
So we got 3 minions from two other shows. Pretty cool, I thought. Anyway, how you doing, Jen?
I'm good.
How you doing, Adam?
Tired, but good.
You okay?
Adam, how you doing, Adam?
um, I'm doing okay. Is Hammer? Are you cutting out, or
Am
am
I?
I? I don't know.
Jen, am I cutting out?
I don't think so.
Uh
Okay.
oh.
There
Well, we'll
might.
continue on this journey, I guess.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. I'm doing all right. It's Tuesday evening. Can't complain too much, right?
Yeah, this is very odd for me because I'm usually in bed early on Tuesdays. So I'd be like getting ready for bed right now instead of we're broadcasting. So it's I save my late nights for Wednesdays for the show. So this is kind of odd for me to be up this late. I'm like already trying not to yawn. You know, your body clock has got you set at a specific time where you get tired and go to bed, take naps, all that kind of stuff. And
If I
um,
think about it, I'll start yawning. That's the worst
I'm not
part.
yawning. Don't anybody yawn. um,
Once you
Jen, you
start.
want to say hi to everybody in chat?
Sure. Let me scroll up so I can start from the top. And there's the Assassin of the Gray, who was here at the beginning. And there's JB. Hello. And I'm going to scroll down again. Hello, Tier. And hello, Green. And hello, Terry. And Mesh. Hello, Mesh. And we have Hate Camel. And Joel. Hi, Joel.
GBO. You skipped Joe. You skipped GBO.
JBO? No, I didn't.
Green Badger Outdoors.
No, I said Green. Green
Oh,
Badger
Green.
Outdoors.
Oh, okay. You call him by his first name.
Yeah, I shorten people's names sometimes.
When he's over on Rumble, he's Green Badger Indoors
Ah.
because he doesn't have the word outdoors on his Rumble profile. Well, I hope everybody's doing great tonight. I don't really have anything scheduled. I thought we'd just sit here and bullshit because usually the Tuesday show is basically that. Sanguine show is basically that. So I didn't do the whole OBS thing and big production, all that kind of stuff. That's I kind of save that for the Wednesday shows. So I'm going to take it easy tonight and just do StreamYards and just chat about stuff. Has anything been happening up in Canada lately?
More in Sora's neck of the woods, but also Ontario. Actually, Ottawa had some stuff.
What did she do? She causing trouble again?
I wouldn't say that it's her causing trouble so much as it's everything that's kind of interesting is coming from her neck of the woods. Like I don't think she would know anything about it because she doesn't live near that town. But there was a town that absolutely had a huge, a very large mass of Palestinian protests.
Uh-oh.
It literally took over the whole city. Like when you realize how many people actually live in that town and how many people were there, most of the people who are covering this, like if you see a Jeremy clip or if you see a Monkey clip or if you're seeing these clips from people who are covering this, yeah, it's coming from that town. This isn't the first time we've seen little things like that. And it's really a bad time. Like it is really a bad time. And this is an outlier group. Like we are kind of blindsided by all this, just like everybody else is blindsided by this because nobody supports terrorism, right? But we're all kind of setting up to do this 1 million march again. Like it's going to come up this next week and I'm still going to go.
So that's going to be a regular thing up there?
They want to make it a yearly thing, but I think because the first one just kind of hit everybody and everyone kind of got a taste for what was like, yeah, we actually really don't like what's going on in our schools. I did actually follow up a little bit more on that. Like I've been following some of the speakers on that one a little bit more. And there's this lady who used to work with the RCMP and the police. She actually, I don't know if she was working in the US too, because she said something about passing exams for ICE, but she didn't get it because she had ailments, kind of crap on her plans. So she didn't take it because she couldn't. But she's gone really heavy duty into the depths of how fucked up this is going in our school system. Like it's well past our school system. Like they're going all the way to like beginner school, not even beginner school. Like your kids could be in daycare like 2 years old and they're starting them with this shit up here. And then she really got into a lot of the problems up here. I'm actually really proud of her for calling this out because this is stuff that you would be proud of her too, actually, Hammer, because a lot of what she's covering is the fact that there's a blind spot when it comes to female pedophilia. There's an absolute blind spot when it comes to it. And so there's assertion that they're not protecting their own. And they are. And these are the people who are running our school system right now. And it's one of those things. She was covering places where you really kind of have to watch out with where your kids are, because she's like, don't make the mistake of thinking it's the creepy guy. Sure, it could be the creepy guy, but that's kind of obvious to be the creepy guy, It's actually usually the charming guy who's really friendly and is really
the manipulator.
Really wants to know about you and your kid, is really super interested in your kid, and is really out to make sure about the well-being of your kid. It's the really creepy ones that you really got to watch out for.
Wow. Hold on. So you're pretty much like covering both sides there. If you're really creepy or you're really charismatic and charming, you're both bad.
No, I didn't say that.
Gotta be your average ho-hum guy who won't even recognize anything. That's spooky.
And of course, if you're normal, you're also a bad guy.
Yeah, you're also a bad guy. Because
you're
you could be
we're just all bad guys.
There's no win.
At this point, if you're a parent, you kind of have to have that mindset until you can kind of clear things up with how things are.
Well, this is kind of a known thing because if you men who have single parent ownership over their children, especially if the child is a female child, will travel somewhere and they'll get to a hotel and check into the hotel with them and their child. And some Karen will call the police because it's a man with a young girl. It's his kid, but they automatically assume if it's a man with a young girl, there's got to be something bad going on there. Guys live with this. Women rarely even notice it, but guys live with this on a regular basis.
See, that's the thing, though, is she's not talking about men in this scenario because
no, it's women.
It's places like the school, because that's the majority of the time that your kids are in school. They're out of sight from you.
Right.
It is under a trust system that you're just trusting that your kids are in good hands.
Right.
And the other places she was saying is extracurricular. You really have to be careful with the extracurricular because a lot of the times it's a coach.
Yeah, or like the piano teacher or something like that.
Yeah. And it was just it's really bad up here, so I can understand wanting to join this march, and it's not just about trans. I'm tired of it just being blindsided by that, because yes, there's a little bit of a we don't think you should be medically transitioning anybody. There's been a lot of stuff coming back where people are like, what, you mean this means that I can't have children now? I'm infertile? Yes, that's what that means.
This has been going on for a long time. This started the furthest back that I can go was Mary Kay Letourneau. I don't know if you remember her from 1987. She had a indecent relationship with a boy. She got pregnant from him.
Yeah.
Ended up getting married and having 2 more kids.
Yeah.
So this is nothing new. It's just people don't realize that women are. It's been kind of I wouldn't say it's been an explosion, but it certainly is more prevalent now than it ever has been before, where women are the ones, especially school teachers, are the ones who are pursuing young boys. I don't really hear much about women go after women. It's always a older female teacher, usually pretty attractive, and a really young boy, like 13, 12, that kind of stuff. It's sickening.
They can do that, but there's usually something else involved when they're doing it. It was like one of the things she was saying. Sometimes the people that the children are afraid of, yeah, sometimes it's the parents at home. Sometimes the people doing the bad things to them are the parents. And it's not the dad, it's the mom.
Yeah.
Not just talking about beating them up, they're talking about all of it. It's something that I've brought up a lot before, because I said frequently, females are human. All the vile things that a man has, a woman can absolutely have that shit. So if you turn your eyes from one and just focus on the other, well, the other one's still wrecking chaos everywhere.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
Which is why I've always been of the opinion, hold both of them accountable to the highest degree.
Yeah. It's more obvious. It's more obvious, I think, with men, because men are more physical than women. So if there's anything going on, the manipulation is usually physical, where females have a tendency, that whole area of being physical with somebody is not really in their wheelhouse. Females, when they want to manipulate, they don't put you in a corner and saunter up to you and whisper in your. That's not their style. They'll use verbal tactics instead of physical. So it's a little bit harder to notice that it's happening. And I think women just generally get a pass. In society, we just think, oh, women, innocent. I mean, you can see it in the court system. Woman does exactly the same crime as a man. Man gets 20 years, woman gets a year in probation.
And I think part of that, Hammer, is because we don't actually allow women like the one I was listening to, like a professional talk, because she would probably blow all of that out of the water. I'm actually going to start listening to her a little bit more closely, just because she does actually tell you stories like that. Not illegal, but just like, yeah, no, that's bullshit, because women can absolutely penetrate you. Just because they don't have a penis doesn't mean they can't find a way. There's murders that you've had in your country where a woman did that to a child.
Yeah.
Buried her in a suitcase.
Life finds a way.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yep.
Life finds a way.
It's one of those things where, like, yeah, people think that I'm just going after men when I go after this kind of topic. I'm like, no, I'm after all of them, because they're all a part of the problem.
So I'm trying my hardest to
You're good at them.
keep control of myself, and
yeah. How was your week, Adam?
So we're gonna cut it. No, I'll let you finish.
I'm good. How was your week?
We can change the subject a little bit. Now, you live in or near a fairly big city. Have you noticed anything going on with protests or anything like that in your area?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh. You better than me. You're from...
Well, first off, I want to say, this is an odd. This is like the Indian version of Minions of the Zoo Wednesday night. We're in the future, so we're coming to you Tuesday night. and instead of Terry, you got a Hispanic American. So there you go.
Yeah, we have, instead of one gamer, we have a different gamer.
Yeah.
You guys are always playing games together, so.
Yeah. But in terms of your question, sir, nothing, I mean, in the immediate area, not really. When I was driving out to a particular town that was a little bit closer to the city, I did notice a little bit more activity in terms of like military equipment going through, which is odd. and I hear the old, oh well, there's a base out there that they're probably. It's like, bro, but come on, man. Like, I've lived out here for how long, and I've never seen this much equipment being moved around. Like, okay,
Hmm.
even when they were, selling the shit to the police, uh, and everyone was worried. Oh my God, we're gonna go into a police state. I never saw a whole bunch of military equipment going around, but hey, that's anecdotal, I suppose. Um, but no, in the city though, there was protests and stuff, pro-Palestine stuff going.
See a lot of flags.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Hmm.
That must have been an odd mix because last week they were protesting the border. I thought
The
Yeah.
birder.
the border.
Bird.
Sorry, my
birder.
face was pointed down when I said that. The border.
Wait, were you pointing at?
No,
Pointing at
I
the
was just
birder?
looking down. I was just looking down. The border.
Come on, the birder.
Border.
Can't you see my face? No.
No, but I heard that there were quite a few protests because there were black folks that were pretty pissed off about the handling of the migrant crisis.
Oh well, no. Here's the thing. There was a lot of residents that were upset that there was a lot of influx of migrants. But once the Israeli-Hamas war or turmoil started, that immediately stopped, and it turned right away to pro-Palestine. So I mean, they got their cues and they switched their signs all right away.
Oh, it's so hard to take anything seriously.
No, but that's how it is. That's what happened. I'm still waiting to hear what in the fuck happened in Maui and why there's still, blackouts out there. But
Yeah,
Zelensky's crying and he was not allowed to go to Israel because they're like, nah, you know what, you're done. And he's like, oh, but we still need money.
Yeah, no, not a good
It's
time.
funny
Oh,
how
and
we're,
Biden's going there tomorrow, so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. See what happens to
it's
that.
funny how we're going from one disaster to another in quick
Yeah.
succession.
Hmm,
Oh, it's
we'd be
Ukraine.
split.
Oh, then it's the border. Oh, and then it's Gaza.
Now it's
then
Jordan.
Now, yeah, it's just
And Syria. So
you can't even keep up anymore. They sent another aircraft carrier to the region because Iran was, or the proper pronunciation. I used to have a friend who was from Iran.
Iran.
Yeah, so he always correct me. It's not Iran, you white guy. Iran. Yeah. I take
It's
my
not
ear off
Istanbul, it's
and I put my
Constantinople.
ear back on. Iran. But yeah, they were making some noise. So Biden says, "Well, send them another carrier." And then they said, "We're not going to get involved." I was like, had the appropriate effect. So,
Well, it's weird too because it's like they're pretty much broadcasting, "Hey, if you do anything to any of our aircraft carriers or any of our 2,000 Marines that are going into the area, we will have to escalate." It's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, you're pretty much telling them how to escalate. Man. Those the fuck's wrong with you?
They want World War III.
Oh yeah,
They want us all involved, and it's like none of us really want to. Even the people on the other side are like, yeah, they're happy some Jews died, but they don't want to get involved in this shit. I'm being real. Like if you're in a lot of these Muslim countries, a lot of them were celebrating this shit too.
Sure they were.
But they don't want to go to war.
Well, if you attack the Jews, you get what you ask for. Every time the Jews have been attacked, they've won. So you probably don't want to do it anymore, but
it's also the denial of how it was done. Like there's this absolute empty void when you try to point out that like what they do as a way of protesting or retaliating, whatever thing that they're mad about, it's like a void when you're like, yeah, that's why Israel's attacking them back like that. Like,
well, it's on both sides. You can see a sense of justification in their actions, and it's like, you know what? Honestly, it's getting tiresome.
It is because I'm tired of it. Like I would actually like to be able to address Israel for stuff that they're doing that's wrong, but it's really hard to when you see stuff like that over and over and over again. It's like anytime you're like, okay, we'd like to get you to a place where where everybody can be happy, because you should all be able to be happy.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that tilts me one way or the other with this is the philosophy behind the actions. Hezbollah and Hamas will tell you exactly what they want to do. They've made it very clear. We want to kill all the Jews. They'll tell you that right up to your face. They don't say we want to coexist. They don't say we want peace. They're very clear about what they want to do. I've never heard an Israeli say that. I've never heard an Israeli say, I want to kill all Palestinians. I never heard that happen. So that for me has been the off and on button. If you broadcast to everybody and you tell everybody what your intentions are, people, you have to listen to what people tell you. You know, if they say they want to do it, you got to believe them.
Well, that's the thing, Hammer. That's kind of why I end up siding with them more, because yes, I don't think they're perfect. Yes, I think they could do things better, but they're the ones trying the most. They're the ones having to try the most.
Every time Israel has won in a war, they've ceded territory to the people that they conquered. They went to a war with Egypt, right? They won against Egypt, and they won the Sinai Desert. They went all the way down to the border of the Sinai Desert, and that became theirs because it used to be Egyptian. And you know what they did? They gave it back. What does that tell you? It sounds to me like they're, and I see so much misinformation. That's another thing that drives me crazy. The whole deal with I think I saw, was it Mia Khalifa who said that Israel's only been a state since 1974 or something like that. That's misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
The Israelites were in Israel in 1000 BC. Before all of that, it's Rome who beat the Israelites and renamed the area Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
So there's never, they say there should be a two-state thing and da da da. Palestine's never been a state. The Romans called it Palestine as an insult.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always been Jews in Israel back since 1000 BC. So it's just like that misinformation. People just don't. I've actually bookmarked a couple of presentations about how the history of the region worked. The Brits owned it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, these people don't even know that the Brits doled out property to different people. They have no clue. They think that this has been Palestine. It's always been Palestine, and Israel moved in 1947 or whatever year it was.
Yep,
And that's
pretty
not
much
how anything works.
Yep,
That's not how any of this works.
They will actually deny that. They will absolutely deny that to your face. I've seen them do it, and it's just like, no, I remember going to school.
Yeah.
Sorry, I remember going to school. You could dislike what the history books say, but that's what happened.
You can dislike what the history books say. You can go to Italy and still see the Arch of Trajan, and or the Triumph of Trajan, I guess. Whatever it's called. But you can see him talking about how he toppled and laid siege to Jerusalem.
Like, Carthage used to be a thing too, and that's no longer a thing. Carthage doesn't exist anymore because of Rome.
Nope, but you can still see the land bridge or slope that they built to siege it. Hey, same with Tyre.
They also did it because they thought that they were practicing they were killing babies for the gods. And I'm like, I'm seeing resemblances to current day somehow, and I don't like it because that's kind of, I don't know, like there's a series of how Rome kind of ends, and I don't know where that really starts, but it wasn't good because they're not, you look at where Rome is still glorious looking, but it would look better like it used to.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be in the news. I'll tell you, unless something else comes along, unless there's actual something very significant comes along, I don't think you're going to be able to topple this as the main news item for any length of time. I think this is going to be in the news for a while.
Well, yeah, it's definitely going to be in the top headlines for the next couple of days. I mean, or not
Well,
next couple of days, at least until something else big happens.
it's actually funny that you bring up Zelensky because anytime somebody brings up Ukraine, I'm like, you poor sweet summer child. Like the little pat on the head. Like, that's last week. What are you talking about?
Well, no, they had an offensive that they were going to do, but nothing happened, and
Yeah, whatever happened to that day of Halal? What was it? What was the day of something? What was it called?
oh well, okay. There was in Ukraine they were going to do a major offensive, but it failed. And then on the other side, with the Hamas side,
Mm-hmm.
um, I guess the 15th or the 13th was supposed to be a day of jihad.
Jihad. That's the word I was looking
Um,
for.
there was a stabbing in France, and I think there was a guy in Sweden who was roaming around shooting people.
Yeah,
Uh,
there was another guy in the States who killed a little boy.
yeah, I heard about that 6-year-old boy.
Yeah, that's awful.
Um, I think we'll see a little bit more of that coming up, but
Well, that's just it. There's so much information, and a lot of it I think is false. Like I've seen so many videos where I've got a list of videos I think are fake.
Did you hear about the hospital strike?
I heard that Hamas did that. It
Well,
misfired. And
again, we're talking about one side says something, the other side says something different.
yeah, but I saw a visual. In fact, I saw so many visuals.
I saw pictures, but I didn't see the actual
Yeah,
explosion.
I saw. Yeah, there's a clip of it if you go on Twitter.
So it just blows up out of nowhere. There's no incoming missile or anything like
You
that.
you see the
it like
shots.
fall out of the
Yeah,
sky.
yeah.
Oh, so a missile.
And hey, look, this is not to put on my tinfoil hat and my conspiracy theory here, but we saw this shit before when Ukraine was like, "Oh shit, Russia shot a drone or a missile and it landed in Poland or Bucharest,"
Right.
and they find out, "Oh wait, no, actually this is a Ukrainian bit."
Also,
Oh shit, look at this! This tank was our area was shelled by Russians. Oh, actually that was Ukrainian artillery shells.
Oopsie.
I also saw several videos where I'm like, I'm sorry, but
Don't forget Nord Stream. I'm sorry.
I remember
Right.
seeing that building collapse last time.
What,
Like
Building 7?
yeah,
Are we going
like
back down? Hold on. Jet fuel melt steel beams, Genie.
right? There's been a couple of those where I'm like, yeah, I know that they've blown up some buildings, but I've seen the shots that are new. I've also seen the shots that I've seen before because they were old shots from the last time they had a war. Like,
Well, this is why I get irritated when I see people give blowback to people who are at least somewhat skeptical to what they're seeing at first. It's like, dude, I'm not gonna take the information firsthand, especially at this point when we have so much evidence of propaganda being exposed
Yeah.
to us and thrown at us at a daily fucking basis by everybody. Okay, so I'm not gonna sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna accept this one because oh my god, babies are dying now." Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, that happened in Iraq too. So I'm look,
Yeah.
this is we should be again. What the fuck happened to Maui? Why aren't we talking about that anymore? What the
Right.
fuck, Palestine?
I actually
Palestine,
feel really bad
fucking
about that. I actually do because that's more relevant to our side of the world.
it affects us. But no, yeah, let's. I mean, look, all jokes aside, like something is fishy out there going on in the fact that they were even able to start it in the first place. Like that was ridiculous. That
Like,
many hours and they didn't blockade it or anything or stop the insurrection.
And
It's just
they're
like
preventing journalists from documenting what's going on too.
oh well that in Maui, but no
Yeah.
in Jerusalem or Israel with the attack from the terrorists. It's like, dude, this like I'm sorry, things are just they don't add up. And you can call me crazy, but shit, everything that I've been pointing out has been seemingly coming true. So I don't know.
the one
I-
thing I do know is I know that Jewish people died. And the reason I can say that I know that is because we have people being like, yeah, my family member didn't come back from that rave.
Well, that's
You
the
know,
thing. That's the
like
thing. That's where it's hiding behind. Is it actually it did
it's
happen,
terrible.
but
It's
we can't say that it wasn't like, oh my god, it's a purely spontaneous thing. Who would have thunk it? It's like, no, dude, you were telling us that this was the most advanced gate or border guard around, that your whole country is armed and at the ready, but they managed to get multiple hours in. Like that's nuts. But
yeah, yeah. There's still stuff going on. Oh,
oh
there's still
yeah,
stuff going on, and yeah, I just like I said, I don't wanna make judgments on things that I don't know, but I can say that I do know that some people that are Jewish have absolutely died, and I don't want to make false claims about stuff I don't know outside of like I feel bad for them. I do. And I feel bad for anyone who lost their family because I do know that Gaza got blown up a little bit, and that does mean that they lost family members. But at the same time, at what point? That is the other thing that's frustrating with their side is the lack of acknowledgement that this guy is absolutely using you as a human shield. I can't
well,
I can't
yeah.
I can't unsee that part. I just can't.
I mean, it is sad too that unfortunately a lot of these people are just they're born into this situation without an escape.
Yeah.
But that's happening in Africa as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, to sit here and just be like, oh my goodness, like let's
No.
focus on, yo, we have problems going on here. Let's make sure that we can button our pants up first before we start helping out other people.
Well, we're kind of in a spot where we really have no choice because we are so much in debt. And they're like, yeah,
Oh
you
yeah,
can
oh yeah.
afford to fight in everybody's war. No, no, we can't.
Yeah, Biden said we can fight 2 wars at the same time.
No,
What
no,
are
we
we,
can't.
$23 trillion in debt or some crazy number like that? And we're going to fight 2 wars with that
Didn't
kind of
they,
budget?
didn't they ask for another 100 billion for aid in both Ukraine and Israel? You know, why
And
not?
we're footing the bill, the American taxpayer.
Oh no, what happens when Taiwan starts looking for some money?
What happens when China goes after Taiwan? What are we going to
Exactly.
do? Fight 3 wars?
We got the money, don't worry.
Yeah, apparently. Don't hesitate to do a little conspiracy theory stuff because with the track record for the jab, conspiracy theories, a lot of them are true.
Yeah, I don't like that one though. That affected me personally. So
Yeah, I don't. There's just too many things where people were saying, "Well, I don't know about that, and that's not right," and then they say, "No, it's right," and then 6 months later, no, it was wrong. Oh, Jesus, you know,
No, that's why I don't wanna lean on things I don't know.
stop
Like
lying to us.
it's like I do genuinely like I said, I watched Sin's stream before I joined this one just because he covered the Hassan and Ethan Klein. You could tell they've had a tiff over this.
Yeah,
oh, they
But
have.
oh yeah, because Ethan was calling out some of Hassan's buddies for their Twitter posts because they're ignorant as shit. And Hassan just basically buried himself. But I don't like Ethan. I think he's a slime ball.
he
But
is.
I don't wish upon him what I think. I do think he knows people who've died. I do. His eyes looked like he'd been helping his wife mourn for a couple days. You know? Like he had the look of someone who was just like not in a good headspace like that. And so I'm like, I don't wish that on anybody. Stuff like that is like I don't think everything is true, but I know people died. And I don't want to walk on him for it. But Hassan is a shitty person. I don't know why you don't understand that, Ethan. Like you keep burying yourself with worse people because you're dumb. Oh well, he doesn't watch us.
No, not really. And I'm not upset about it either.
No, I don't wish death upon other people's family. Like I think his politics are shit, and if he wants to stick a pine cone up his ass, he's more than welcome to it. But I don't wish harm.
He's running for president. You know that?
I thought that was Cenk.
It is Cenk.
Yeah,
That's
Cenk
what I
is
thought you were
going.
talking about. Cenk's running for president. And he says that he can do that, but according to the Constitution, you can't do that.
No.
You
No,
have to
I
be born
meant
here.
Ethan. I meant
Oh.
Ethan because Ethan looks like he's a little bit messed up over the
Well, there's
Israel
always
thing.
some kind of controversy on YouTube anyway. I mean, look at what's her name, SS Sniper Wolf and Jack's Films going after each other.
I hope they ban her.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Please. Okay, so I guess this is a topic change. Could somebody please explain
Could
to
be.
me, first off, who in the fuck is this sniper chick?
Oh man.
Why in the fuck is she stalking this dude? And why am I being bombarded with a whole bunch of, like, is this a new topic of the day? Like, who are these people?
Sniper Wolf is a very popular cosplayer and YouTuber. And I she's gorgeous.
also-
I'm
she's-
sorry, she's gorgeous.
She is.
I mean, that's just the plain of it. She's built like a brick shit house. She's gorgeous. She's popular. She has all this behind her, but she does reaction videos. And when she does reaction videos, she just plays the video and never says anything.
She's mid, bro.
Yeah, she's good. But she does react stuff. But when she does react stuff, she doesn't actually react. She just plays other people's content. She's stealing other people's content is what she's doing. And Jack's Films is calling her on it. So she doxed him. That was her revenge. She went to his house and broadcast a picture of it live.
She's also got
Yikes.
she's also got a dark past where she's had some of her
She like kick
minor
puppies or something like that? What's she-
No, it's worse than kicking puppies. She's had some of her minor fans send her videos of them twerking without clothing on, and they were asked to show their little ones. So she was getting little ones to show littler ones to twerk partially nude. And that's been cycling around a lot too. So it's actually more concerning than what she did. I mean, both things are absolutely terrible, but Buddy could shoot her in the face. He's living in the US. The children, I don't know about. I don't know how many times she's been doing that. But he's opened up a can of worms with that one. And you're not wrong. She's a lazy YouTuber. Puts very little effort. She screwed over her ex because he was the one writing her scripts, and she stopped him for a bit.
Hold on. You said she does reactions and she doesn't really do much. What in the fuck is this dude writing a script about? What is the script? Open your mouth a little bit. Lay gasp.
The guy Jack's Films does videos about how bad she is.
Yeah.
No. Oh, okay. No,
There's
I thought
a
you
picture
said
of her
her
on the
ex was
screen.
writing her scripts.
There's a picture of her on the screen if you want to get an idea who we're talking about.
No, yeah, no, I've seen because like I said, her fucking like there's commentary video about the doxing stuff and about these two creators, and I've seen her image before, like popping up where it's it's pretty much her with glasses on and she's making a oh my god face, and it's like, okay, it's generic fucking YouTube person. I don't know, like, dude, I don't. This is like water on a duck. Like I do not absorb any of this shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess she got all these viewers because of her looks, supposedly.
Basically.
I don't know.
She's been on. I mean, she is an OG. Like she's been around since before Lily Singh. Long before Lily Singh, I'd even say.
Yeah, but hasn't she only been around for like a couple of years?
No, she just comes in and out. I've heard of her before that.
Okay, have they been along longer than the Minions?
Yes.
Yeah, we've only been on for like 6 years.
Longer than us? Damn.
Yeah, much longer. But it's one of those things where she's always kind of done the thing with the looks before she was doing it with the gaming. She does the reaction now. She's done a lot of different things. It's just one of those things where you kind of evolve your YouTube channel based off of what seems to be popular. But she's always been like low
Clout
energy with it.
chaser.
Yeah.
She's been on YouTube for 10 years.
Well, I mean, dude,
She
she
was
has those viewers. She doesn't need the energy. She's obviously just eye candy. I mean, shit. I
yeah.
don't. But again, this is so. This dude was doxxed, and he felt like she was. What was she gonna do?
Well, doxing makes you vulnerable to crazy people, and she has a huge following, like 43 million people follow her. Some outrageous number like that. I can look it up, but when you have that many people following you and you say that Jack's film is harassing you, a certain number of those people are going to be Looney Tunes. And you're
Oh,
talking about some of those people they might find his house because she found his house.
Well, she
And
went
pretty,
to his house. She Taylor Lorenz'd his house, is what she
yeah,
did.
she
all he
used
had to do
Google,
was pull a boogie.
walk out with a gun.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
I gotta admit, it was pretty funny, that picture of Boogie standing there with a revolver in
Yeah.
his hand. I gotta admit. But this guy, Jack's Films, he was at home alone with his wife. So I mean, who
Home
knows?
Alone.
Yeah, it was just him and his wife at home. I'm not sure if he has kids or not, but I mean, imagine some kook who wants to white knight for Sniper Wolf because she's so pretty, and he takes a gun and he blows those people away because she found out where he lived. Some Looney Tunes certainly going to be able to do it too,
Well,
So I mean, you're talking, and who's going to call
probably
up
only
and
be
have him?
once.
Who's going to call up and have him swatted? I mean, it leads to all kinds of bad things.
The swatting I can see.
Yeah, but I mean,
Actually, I could see both because it's not the
sure.
first time that a fan has
They
stopped
hit.
somebody to their home.
Oh my
Like,
God! They hit Felix. They hit XQC a couple times. Whatchamacallit, DeFranco got hit. There's a lot of people have been swatted. It's more common than you think. And all of the people who know about this, all of the popular streamers like Voice Critical and all those guys are like, get her the fuck off the platform. Because if you don't do something to her for doing this, then other people are going to do it. It's going to explode.
It's honestly not just that. It's also the shit that she was pulling with those kids. If anybody else was doing that, like, yeah, somebody mentioned Onision. Onision literally got shit for that for years, rightfully so, because it was wrong. But here's this bitch getting photos of young underage children, like 10 years old, twerking half naked.
Why does this sound kind of familiar to that one lady who recently played the
Yes.
ukulele to quote unquote apologize?
Oh yeah, I
We're
remember
talking
that.
about Sniper Wolf, Lisa. Like, there's a clip
Yeah.
going around where she's literally got an underage 10-year-old, and she asked the 10-year-old to get their little sibling on to do the same thing. It's just like she's heinous. Once you see that clip of her doing it, you're just like, no, I want nothing to do with that. That is something that I would put in jail so that somebody in jail can deal with her. Or a wood chipper.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. These weirdo YouTubers coming out of the woodwork, pulling this shit.
There's always some kind of controversy.
I mean, I guess when your life revolves around just filming content, you lose sight on what the fuck you're doing in life. Like holy shit.
Yeah.
I only brought Boogie up because I recently watched a documentary, not the documentary that I guess he's pushing now, but there was some other video that somebody else made about him, and all I knew of him was from his weirdo Francis videos. I didn't know he had this whole spiral thing, and it's like, wow, dude, these people go all in.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that something has to be done. Google has to step up and do something about this.
No, they
Because it
really.
just sends a bad message if they don't.
Oh,
they-
well, probably not. Anything happened. That one, like I said, that one ukulele lady. I think she's still on there.
well, she is, but she's really dropped off the map. It it is alarming how often they turn a blind eye to that shit. It actually really pisses me off that they do it. Because if they were men doing that shit,
Yeah.
you know, and it doesn't matter. I just yeah I hate this aspect of YouTube, and I kind of hoped that that was one of the things that I hoped that Elon would at least do. If he failed totally with Twitter, but he at least got rid of the pedos, I would forgive him for his failure with Twitter. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
because fuck pedos. Sorry, I stand by my wood chipper comment.
Mhm.
Well, we've got about 10 minutes before we wrap up. Why don't we find something a little lighter
Yeah.
to talk about? You know me, if you start giving me free reign, I'm going to start talking about movies, but
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I don't know if it's lighthearted, but
okay.
I've made it a thing for at least this year. Try and see some horror movies that I've never seen, because I've never really been into horror movies, but
Me either.
I saw Nightmare on Elm Street for the first time the
Oh,
other day.
Freddy Krueger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not what I thought it would be at all. I've
Is
seen,
it a little cheesy, maybe?
yeah, a
Hmm.
little bit.
That's what I heard.
And I saw Child's Play just the other day.
With Chucky?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've watched a couple of suspense horror thriller movies. And some of them have really affected me. So that's why I really don't watch that genre anymore. I saw Event Horizon.
Dude, I saw that one. That spooked the shit out of me.
Oh my god! And what was the one the one with the oh shit this couple had a ghost in their house and it was taking over people. What the hell is it? Paranormal Activity? Is that what it's called?
Is that like a found film footage type thing?
No, no. This is well, yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, it's not. It is
Like
kind of
home
found
video,
footage.
I think.
Yeah, it's like home video. Maybe I think it's called Paranormal Activity. I think there's like 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, because I think I remember one scene where it's static footage, but it's of a bed, and then all of a sudden the person's standing up or something like that. It was like weird.
Yeah, next to the bed and just standing there looking at the other person sleeping,
Yeah,
and like hours go by and they never move, and they just keep staring at them. That's freaky shit, man. Yeah, it's called
that's
Paranormal
creepy
Activity.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, because at the end of the first one, this to spoil it, I mean, it's been out since what 1980 or something like that. At the end, the demon that's in the house that's causing all this, the husband decides he's going to fight the demon, and the demon kills him. Like with one, you don't see it happen. All you do is hear him make this really weird sound, and then you hear his body hit the wall.
What?
Yeah. And it's like, holy shit. I mean, I literally had bad dreams after watching that. I'm a grown man, and I had bad dreams from watching that fucking movie.
Ugh.
I hated it so much that I got all of them. I have all 6 movies.
Yeah, I might have to watch that too. What about you, Jen?
Don't watch it at night, man.
For horror films, I really kind of found myself liking the either the Malaysian ghost stories or some of the Korean zombie movies were kind of fun. Not scary, but they were fun. They should be scary because they look terrifying as fuck, but they're so well done.
See, I like that. I mean, what Hammer was describing, yeah, that's something that haunt your nightmares, you know. But goofy fun, yeah, I like that. Or zombie movies,
Yeah.
those. Um,
What was that one with Will Smith? I Legend? That was
That
a
was
zombie
okay.
movie.
Yeah, it was
That
a.
was all right. I watched that. I was okay with it. And World War Z was another
Hellraiser.
zombie movie, right?
World War Z, yeah.
Oh,
Isn't
they
that
range.
where they were climbing on each other?
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't.
Oh,
I
yeah.
never saw Hellraiser. That's a weird movie, man.
See,
That
that's
would-
what I want to do. I want to at least try and see all of the older movies like Hellraiser, Candyman.
Candyman. That had Tony Dodd in it.
Yep.
Yeah, that was. I never saw it, but I know the actor. His voice is just like, oh my god, what a voice!
Hold on, what the fuck is World War Z?
Well, that's the Australian version
Oh, yeah.
because they don't say Z, they say Z.
They got Crocodile Dundee in there, do they?
It was a pretty good movie, though.
Yeah.
I like the idea at the end where if you're infected but it's not, if there's something wrong with you genetically or something like that, they won't attack you. So all you had to do to keep from being attacked by the zombies is to be sick, and they leave you alone. That was the end of I was like, wow, it's an interesting way of getting around not being eaten by zombies. But
Yeah, that's.
what
I
other
mean,
movies?
Uh,
What other movies did you want to see?
for me,
Both of you.
nothing recently.
Did you hear Daily Wire is coming out with children's movies?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they've been doing
redoing
a
Snow
child-
White.
Yeah, they've been doing a child section for a while. Like they've got a couple cartoons they've been working on.
This is going to be a real life one. This is not going to be a comic or anything like that. Or
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's,
It was
Snow White.
their response to the Disney Snow White.
Now
Yeah.
the real question: are they going to use real dwarves or little people?
Well, it's funny because you know who's going to play Snow White? Brett Cooper.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Isn't she one of the hosts on one of their shows or something?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Brett Cooper. She does the comment section and Brett Cooper After Dark, or her two shows. But she used to be an actress in Hollywood, like a real actress. I can't remember what show she was on, but she was on a show for like 7 years or something like that, where she was a working actress in Hollywood. So it's not like she doesn't have the chops. She knows how to act. She's an actress, So it's like, I bet she's somewhere along the line. Gina Carano shows up here somewhere too, because she's already done a movie with them.
I'm glad
Yeah,
that they're doing their own thing. There needs to be more outlets for this kind of stuff.
I'm surprised they have the money for it.
They get quite a lot from their viewers. Like I think the last time they really got a hit was because of the Crowder fight, which that's just what happens. Drama happens, and
That got both sides plenty of money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But Daily Wire Plus, right? That's their subscription service with the liberal tiers, Tumblr, and all that kind of stuff. That's where most of their money comes from.
It's just a lot of people really are kind of sick of like the Netflix stuff. They really are. It's part of the problem, and I hold some people accountable for this. Is people do want to have something where they can just leave their kids and feel like they're okay with it. And I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. Just know what they're watching.
I wonder if I can play the teaser for the new Snow White.
Well, they did sell a lot of razors and chocolates as well. That's true. They still technically are. You know where they're failing? Reese's Pieces, because nobody knows that that's a Hershey's brand. For some reason, nobody really wants. I think there's a blind spot with women when it comes to peanut butter and chocolate, and they're just like, I know that's a Hershey's brand, but I'm going to pretend that I don't.
Well, Reese's Pieces, there's no chocolate in that, is there?
Yeah, there's chocolate on it.
On
Not
a
Reese's Pieces,
Pieces?
but the Reese's Pieces, the chocolate with the peanut butter.
There's no chocolate in Reese's Pieces.
We call ours Reese's Pieces.
Our Reese's Pieces are
Oh,
Like I know there's the
goodness.
peanut butter M&M things, but
Okay, hold on. I
that's
was
Reese's
like,
Pieces.
is this a Mandela effect? type thing going on, but I forgot you're Canadian. Ha!
Buttercups. There you go, Joel. Buttercups.
Yeah,
That's
the
Buttercup.
buttercups are chocolate and peanut butter, but Reese's Pieces are basically M&Ms with peanut butter instead of chocolate inside.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
we
say
just
like
we just
yeah.
call them all Reese's Pieces up here. Sorry, it's kind of like some people's soda.
No,
Um,
the other day I was getting into a, a wonderful conversation about chips and crisps, and
oh boy.
yeah. So Jen, being a representative of the great up north,
Well, they're
what
more
are they?
like us than I
Yeah,
think the
aren't they?
people who do the crisps and chips and all that kind of stuff. I think those are the British people.
Well, and Aussies.
Chips. The only time we have crisps is when
I
we're
don't know.
selling
I'd have to
British
ask
crunch.
Terry.
No, yeah, Terry was like, no, they're crisps, or what is
Are
it?
they?
Yeah, he's no, they're crisps and they're chips.
They're freedom fries.
Yeah, freedom fries. Listen, France, if you're not gonna help us in our operations, then you ain't gonna have our fries.
It's funny how people forget about history because we wouldn't have won the Revolutionary War if it wasn't for the French.
Shh. They
You
don't
know,
need to know that right now.
General
They're not.
Lafayette. You know, how many people know the history? General Lafayette brings a bunch of ships in and saves us. Basically, we
Yeah.
name a road after him in Washington D.C. Lafayette Road.
So
You know, people don't
rule of
realize.
thumb, Mr. Adam, when it comes to the French, always assume that they remember when you owe them something.
Mhm.
It's
Oh yeah.
it's the reverse that they might forget, or they'll be like, listen, you're gonna have to put that on hold. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to work on that later. We're gonna work on your shit
No,
first.
no, no.
Remember how you owe me, Adam? No, you gotta remember you owe me, Adam.
The thing is, that reminds me of a tweet I saw, and I'm gonna butcher it, but it goes along the lines of like, if somebody is expecting you to pay them back the money that you borrowed from them, they're broke and they should have never given you the money if they couldn't have afforded to giving you the money. And it's like, could you imagine calling somebody broke when you owe them
Yeah,
money?
yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's exactly it. That's the French. Oh
I don't remember where I
shit,
heard this
I
from,
really butchered that.
but there was somebody
well,
had said once that I never allow people to borrow money off of me. If somebody wants money as a loan, I gift them that money, but I will never gift them money again. I thought that was a smart way of handling. You need money? Well, it's not going to be a loan because then you're going to have to pay me back. I'm just going to give you this money, but this is a one-shot deal. I'm never going to give you money again. So
Oh
you
yeah.
give them what they need, but you also set a limit saying, don't ask me again. You know, so I thought that was a great way of handling it. Instead of expecting money back and being a loan, all that kind of stuff, it's just better to just say, okay, you need $2,000. Here's $2,000. Don't pay me back. It was just a gift from me to you, and just end it that way. Because then they know that they can't come back to you later and ask again, you know, or it's just, I think it just solves more problems than
What do you
a
do if
loan
they
would.
bring $2,000 right back to you?
Well, that's okay. If they want to pay it back, that's fine. But you're never going to loan them money again. So they have to know that.
Yeah.
Mhm. I don't mind that. I would still pay you back though. It's one of those things where like
Oh, yeah.
it's an honor thing.
Yeah. Well, that's
You
why
know?
I don't accept anything from anybody.
Well,
That's true too.
I
Because
have a
that can
very,
come with
Yeah,
I have a
fuck
very,
that.
I have a
Somebody's like,
very,
"Hey, you want this candy bar?" I'm like, "Nah, dude, fuck out of here."
I have a very close friend that I've known for over 20 years. And he actually lived with me for a period of time when he was going to school. And I couldn't, you know, we've been friends for so long. I couldn't break on his rent because he was at my house and all that kind of stuff. And he's the kind of guy who would give you the shirt off his back. And I was transitioning from buying the house, the farm, to taking over the house here. And for a period of about 3 months, I had no money at all. I didn't have any money unless I really changed over my finances. I was broke for like 3 months. I had to wait for certain things to happen before I could touch money. And at that time, it's exactly the way it always works out. The water heater in my mom's house died. It was $1,300. I didn't have any cash at all. I had enough to eat food, and that was it. And he heard about it. I don't know how he heard about it. Only people I talked to were people that were here were local. I don't think anybody knows who he is. But then my bank account was credited $1,300, and it came from my friend. And I was like, "How did you? I can't take this. I don't want to take this." But I paid him back, and he told me, he says, "If you ever need anything from me at any time, you let me know." So, I have taken a loan. That would be the only time in my entire life where I did that. I never asked anybody for money ever. I've never had any, business loans, that kind of stuff, professional business loans where you have to pay it back. But as far as friend loans, I never borrowed money from any friends at all, except he just did this. I never asked him, but somehow he found out and just put the money in my bank account. It's like, I don't know. What do you do when somebody does that?
Yeah, it's a kind gesture.
It is a kind gesture, but I mean, how do you, that's a lot of money. How do you accept that gracefully? It's just, I found it very difficult to reconcile that.
I mean, I think you handled it just well. I mean, you used it for what it was intended for, and then you paid him back.
Yeah. Sent him a copy of the receipt, so he knew I spent the money on how much it cost and all that kind of stuff, and paid what, $300.
Oh wait, I know what you could have done. Probably, as a sign of thank you. You could have given him a nice hand job.
I
considered it sincerely.
Well,
$1,300 is a.
He's nowhere near me. I mean, I'm in Pennsylvania. He's in Virginia, so.
Oh yeah, that's a distance.
I have to rent a bus.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit much.
There's also certain times where you just do things because it's the right thing to do. And like one of the people that I think of when I think of people who did stuff like that, it's Cryptic. And I'm just gonna retell a story of kind of the end of Kendra's life. And I'm gonna shit all over the Ottawa Humane Society because they fucked us over in the worst way. But Cryptic paid probably close to $600, if not more, probably twice that amount, to try to get these 2 cats from the Humane Society. And they promised to give them all the shots so that they could be released and then released over the border, because that was kind of the problem. Kendra wanted those cats to go to her friend from the US. And they didn't give them the shots. So when her family went to pick up the cats, they couldn't take them to, they had a cat sitter that they were going to have care for the cats, because both of them are allergic to cats. They have they can't breathe if they're around cats, that version of it. And the Humane Society didn't give them the shots, so the place couldn't take them. And so they had to take them back to the Humane Society. So the Humane Society charged them again. And Cryptic paid for all this stuff. They had no intentions of giving him a refund, and they had no intentions of giving us the cats.
Wow.
And he tried to get his bank to cancel it, but he couldn't do anything about it. So he doesn't regret doing it. He's just mad that he couldn't nail them for it, because it was still the right thing to do.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up.
I've never not known a person to be so screwed over by other people in my life. But Cryptic's a good person. Salute, sir. I'm sure you're hiding somewhere.
I'm sure he'll be watching in the future.
Yeah, he's probably going to be like, Jen, stop it. You're going to make me feel like I'm embarrassed. And then he's going to threaten me by eating his cat Loki or something. Sorry.
It is 10 after 10. You guys have anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here? I'm putting you on the spot.
Not really. No,
No.
I got that one out because I was glad
Adam, you got
to.
anything?
Apparently there's a meteor called the Devil's Meteor, and it hit,
Really?
and it's gonna be heading this way or something like that. I don't know. Every week it seems like there's a meteor heading around this way.
I wish one of them would hit already.
Yeah, no, yeah. Every week I'm sitting there, I'm like, no, I hate to say it, but even like with everything, like, all right, can we just like start this shit? Like, I want to go to work tomorrow.
There's an astronomer called Becky Smurthwaite. She's a doctor. She does a YouTube channel called Night Sky News. And I think I remember her mentioning something about some kind of asteroid or something like that that's going to come between us and the moon. That's how close it's going to get.
Wow.
It's not going to hit us, but you'll be able to. It'll if you're south of the equator, you should be able to see the asteroid pass in front of the moon.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, it'll be another sign, just like the Ring of Fire that we had this weekend.
Yeah. Did everybody know about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know about that, Jen?
Nope.
The Ring of Fire was an eclipse,
Mhm.
obviously, but the
Oh.
perigee of the moon was closer to us than it's normally. So instead of the moon perfectly blocking out the sun, there was a halo around the moon with the sun in the background because of the distance between the Earth and the moon was closer, or no, it's further away than it typically is. So instead of covering completely, it didn't cover completely.
Oh, that's cool.
There is
Yeah.
areas in the southwest of America where you can get really good shots. There was a point where it crossed. I think it was like northwestern, well, like Texarkana type area. I'm probably off, but around that area, where it crossed, and you get the perfect shot, and you can get you can see some videos on it online. Looks really cool.
There was somebody, one of the people in the mains, was it Johnny? Somebody posted a picture of a crescent moon. They weren't in an area where they could see it perfectly haloed, but they had pictures of it as a crescent moon with the moon in front of, or a crescent sun with the moon in front. So they weren't exactly in a place where they can get the exact ring. But I thought it was Johnny. It might have been somebody else, Johnny Hellcat, but it might have been somebody else. But I remember seeing the pictures. I was like, that is so cool.
Yeah, I always want to see one of those.
I've never seen an eclipse.
No.
I'm old enough to have lived through a few of them, but I wasn't paying attention, I guess. I was like, why is it dark outside? It's the middle of the day. Why the hell is it dark outside? All right.
I actually talked about that last week a little bit. I just didn't know that's what happened. It was just to do with the lunar and the solar eclipse, because I know we're never really going to have a full on solar eclipse the way they used to be. And then I was talking about how, well, you can technically see the moon during the day sometimes. So I wouldn't be surprised if there would be a lunar eclipse during the day, but no one would notice. Have you never seen a full moon or a partial moon during the day?
The skeptic says, after my first eclipse, we built Stonehenge. That's pretty funny. I consider myself an old man, but Skep's got me beat by a couple of years. We were both around when they invented the wheel, though. All right. Well, unless you guys have something else, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here because we're running late. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten today, so I want to get out of here. I don't know if should I do my Wednesday. Oop, that's loud.
Well, I mean, you're going to do it tomorrow, so do you want to do something different?
I hate that song. Yeah, I'm going to do this all again tomorrow, right? Well, I could just thank everybody for coming out and seeing the show. That's all. That always works, right? And I'll plug the Wednesday show. I could do that.
Yeah.
But thanks, Chad, for coming out and seeing us tonight. We will again. Jen and I will be here again tomorrow, along with Terry, doing the Wednesday show. So make sure you stop by and see that. Next Tuesday, we're going to have a meeting on Discord instead of running a show. So just so you guys know that if you want to stop by, the link to our Discord is in the description down below. And we'll be there. A couple of Minions hosts will be there. And everybody who's a Minion is welcome to come. People who are Minion adjacent, friends, fans, whatever. Jump on our Discord server, come out and chat with us. Be able to chat with us live because we're going to be out there. So, and that'll be, I think, 9 o'clock next Tuesday. I think that's the time.
Same time as this show or 9 o'clock, like right now, 9 o'clock?
9 o'clock Eastern.
Okay.
Yeah. Same show, same time as the Wednesday show, same time as this show tonight. So that's what we're going to do next Tuesday. I'm not sure about what's going to happen with the Tuesday show going forward. I don't know if we're going to continue just doing Discord or if we're going to get another host or how that's all going to work. Still kind of up in the air, but yeah, that's the dealio. So make sure you keep up to date on what's going on. The other hosts will be able to keep you apprised of any changes, but this coming Tuesday will definitely be on Discord at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So like I said, the link is in the description down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow if you have a chance. So have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Nighty night.